Hi, my name is Michael Bang, and I want to welcome you to the Golden Key of Sales, which is about unlocking your sales potential. This training, this is either for you personally, how you develop your mindset and your skills in selling, or it's for your company, where everybody in your team are learning the same technology, the same principles, so that you are coordinated and aligned with each other for the whole purpose, so that you are able to increase your sales with less stress. And how this training will be, I will explain different things from each lesson. There's a total of 20 lessons, and there's different slides that goes with it, and there's different exercises which you're doing in your workbook and in your discussions with each other, etc. So again, I want to welcome you, and I hope that this training will be very successful for you. You will learn many things so that you get inspired and you can have better results. So here we go. Now, as first, I want to do a little disclaimer. Whatever I'm saying here today, this is really my opinions. This is coming from my experiences, what has been working for us. I don't know your exact situation. Maybe you are already very successful. Maybe you're not. Maybe there's certain things you do well and certain things you don't do so well. So all I'm asking you to do, this is to take in information, whatever I'm saying here during this training, and make your own conclusions so that you can find out what works for you. Because, of course, I cannot say exactly what you should do, because we all have different scenarios, different situations. Certain things are working very well for some companies, but not working so well for other companies. So always make your own conclusions and find out what works for you. Now, as we go through the training, there will be certain things you know very well. Then you kind of just clap yourself on the shoulder and you make a tick. I know this very well. But if we're talking about something where you have a weak link, so this is an area where you're either doing mistakes or you're not so successful, or it's an area where you have more stress. So this is an area that you need to pay more attention to, because nobody is 100% perfect. So I hope everybody, even if you're at the beginner level in sales, you're medium level, or maybe you're at advanced level, all of you will get something out of it, because we can all become a little bit better. That's what this whole training is all about, for you personally, that you have better result. Now, as we go through the training, to get the absolutely best result, of course, for you to be active. I know you're doing this training either by yourself or you're sitting together with one person, so 2 and 2 you're doing it, or you're doing the training as a group. From my experience, I have been doing a lot of training, and I've personally been participating in many trainings. The more positive we are, the more energetic we are, the more we follow the instruction, the best result we will get out of it. And my principle is, if we're going to be here anyway, if you're going to do the training anyway, you might as well get the best out of it. So be active, be involved, do all the assignment, discuss it with your colleagues, because there are 3 steps we are doing in each lesson. First, I will explain the lesson, which is specific tools or principles, and then you take up your workbook and you do the practical assignments in the workbook. And third, discuss it with your colleagues. Either you can discuss it 2 and 2 or 3 together, or you can do a kind of a brainstorm session in a team. The discussions is where you really understand each other, because we all look at things in different ways, so that you can get result from all 3 parts: watching the video, do the workbook assignments, and discussing with your colleagues. Or if you do it in the family, then of course you can discuss it with your relatives. The goal of the training, this is to unlock your sales potential. And we all have enormous potential. Now, and what we mean with this, we are not using our full potential. And we can do so much more than we're doing now. But we need to have a way to unlock this potential. And the goal is for you to have an improved sales mindset and sales skills. Now, what we mean with a sales mindset, this is a mindset where you actually enjoy selling. You're actually passionate about selling, and you have the right sales skills. So we will work on these two parts in the training when we go through the different lessons. And now we come here to lesson number 1, which is the introduction. So since we don't know each other, maybe you don't even know me, you maybe never been to my training before or heard of me, so I will say a few words about myself so you understand who I am, how come I'm teaching this training here, and what right do I have to show you these different advices. So first of all, I am born in Copenhagen, Denmark, which you see on the Danish flag here on the slide. And when I was 16 years old, I joined the Merchant Marine. And I was sailing on ships around the world. And on this ship, we were 80 cadets and 20 officers. And every day they were training us, how do we survive the storm? How do we prepare for the difficult situations? And if you imagine, in today's world, there's a lot of storms. This can be economic storms, conflict around the world, political situations, etc. So we need to learn how do we work together so that we can solve any problem that comes in our direction. Then after that, I started to work as an oil driller in Sahara. This was my home here for several years in the middle of Algeria. And for me, it was an amazing experience. Here again, I learned how to work under very stressful situations and how to be, we can call it a master problem solver. Because in the middle of the desert, there's no one there really to help you. You gotta do it by yourself. So we were a small group of people working on each drilling rig, and we have to handle everything. So for me, this really what formed my mindset later on in life when I came into business. Then I was working with tourism. This was mainly on 2 islands, Mallorca and Ibiza. Now, and this was where I really learned about business, about customer service, because we had so much competition. I don't know your business where you're working, if you have tough competition or not, but we had really tough one. And we constantly had to sell our different programs, excursions, etc. And I really learned why customer service is so key to business success. Then I became a diamond dealer, which was very different. And here I was mainly working in India, where we were buying the diamonds and other colored stones. And we were selling them mainly in Italy and in England. And here, this is where I really, for the first time, really understood what is selling and what is negotiation, because we had to sell to different cultures, different types of people. We needed to negotiate deals. And if we didn't sell and if we didn't negotiate very well, we wouldn't eat, because our whole survival depended on our skills in persuasion, negotiation, etc. And after, let's say, these experiences, then I started to train people. So I took my different experiences and I made different programs. In the beginning, everything was done offline, or we say live training, seminars. This can be for small groups, or this could be for big groups. And for me, it was an amazing experience. How is it possible to inspire other people? How for them to break through their barriers, their difficulties, so that they become more successful? And for me, I'm so grateful to become what we call an international business trainer, as I am today, and now also working with online training programs, which is the one you're doing here today. And our mission in doing this, because of course I'm not alone, I have different partners, my wife is my partner, and also we have partners in different countries. We are living here in Florida, and we travel around the world doing these different training programs. And our mission, it is to help people unlock their true potential to perform at their very best. Now, what we mean with this here is we have this massive potential which we want to unlock so that we can perform to the best of our abilities. And when we unlock the potential, of course, we start to perform better and we will have better results, etc. All right, and we have these, we call it 3 golden key programs. We have a golden key of teamwork. This is a training program, how to unite a team, how people can work better together. They can be both in the family, or it can be in business, or any other groups that you are part of. And then the second one, it is the golden key of sales, which is the one we're doing here right now. And you will learn exactly what this is. And the third one, it is the golden key of customer service, how to take better care of our clients. And to get maximum result from this training here today, so you are now doing the sales course, the golden key of sales. Now, in step number 2, ideally you make what is called your own sales manual. That means you take the different scripts, instructions, which you're learning through this training, and you put it into a manual, which becomes you can call it your sales book, or your sales manuals, or your sales scripts, because you want to document the technology of selling, how it is in your business or in your company. And if you're working on your own, then it is your own personal sales manual. Because I don't know about you, but I often forget things unless I write it down, put it in a system, put it in order, etc. And after we have made our sales manual, now we can really start the sales training. It is just like if you take athletes, they are constantly practicing to become a bit better, a little bit better. Without training, how are we going to develop our skills? Just like I said, athletes or artists, they are constantly studying, learning, improving themselves, and practice. And as you probably know, repetition, it is the mother of all learning. So during this course here, of course, you will learn all the tools and systems of the golden key of sales, but it's up to you yourself to do your sales manual and then set up the actual sales training program for your company. If you need any support from us, then you can always contact us and we will help you with that. All right, and so the system we are working with, it is called the 5-star sales system. When you become a 5-star salesperson, you are really a master of sales. A master of sales, it's someone who loves selling. He's really good at it, and he can sell even to very difficult clients. That's why it's called a 5-star salesperson. A 4-star, it's someone who is extraordinary. He's better than other people around him, and he's usually very successful. If you are a 3-star salesperson, it's an acceptable level. It's good. It's not bad at all. But you are not this champion material yet. 2 stars, it's an unacceptable level. You're not very successful. It kind of goes up and down. And if you're a 1-star salesperson, then we can say it's kind of a disaster. So what we mean with these, let's say, 4 levels here of selling, we have to understand there are 2 types of selling. We call it passive selling and active selling. Passive selling, this is when the clients themselves come to you and they say, I want to buy what you have. Even a low-level salesperson can do passive selling because you just kind of take the order. But how to sell to very difficult clients who can buy, but they're very tough, and you have to go through many barriers. They want to check your competitors, they want discounts, etc. That takes a higher level of skills. So during today's training or this program here, you will learn how you can get to the next higher level wherever you are. Maybe some of you are really beginners of selling. Like when I started out in sales, was door-to-door selling in Denmark. I hated it, but I needed a job. And I was really a disaster. I didn't know how to do it, but I was very fortunate. In the company where I was working, we had a very good director. And we had every morning 1 hour of sales training. And this is really what formed my sales mindset. I started to enjoy selling more and more. Of course, the better the result we have, of course, the more we like it. But to get this result, I also had to develop my skills. So it was kind of this journey to go up the different levels of the stars. All right, so this here was lesson number 1, and now we have the first assignment. So take up your workbook and write down what result do you want personally from this sales training course. So you can see on the left picture here, this is where you're writing down, and after you've written down what result you want from it, then discuss it with your colleagues, either if you're doing this training 2 and 2 together or in a trio, or you're working as a group together. And like I said earlier, the bigger results really come from application, from using things. I don't know your personal experience about education and studying. I have read many books. I've been to many trainings and seminars, masterclasses. The majority, I kind of forgotten it. So if there was, let's say, 20 really good ideas in the program, maybe I only remembered 1 or 2, but the rest somehow was forgotten. Unless we start applying and start using it. So that's why not only write down or listen to this video recording here, but also discuss it. How do you understand it? How can you use it? What are your experiences from this company you're in now, from other companies, etc. So you start to formulate your, what we call your sales mindset. All right, so again, welcome to this training, and do the assignments, and I see you in lesson number 2.